I just want to share with you, those who might benefit from it, how to learn how to read or write or spell the Quran the Somali way. Uh, I'm not quite impressed the way the Somali way of learning the Quran seems to be abandoned in the in place of the way people learn from in the Arab countries. People kind of in the assumption that the Quran is Arabic, therefore the Arabs know better than us how to read the Quran, which is not right. It's not correct, because Somalis has well over 1,000 way of spend a lot of time learning the Quran, and they set up a very systematic way of learning the Quran in Somali. So I just want to share with you a way of, we call it spelling or higadin. This in Somali it's called higadin. Higada is pretty much spelling, how to learn how to spell the Quran. And also particularly I'm particularly aware that young people nowadays, they start learning the spelling of the Quran or the Higad while learning to read the Quran as a tajweed. Tajweed means beautification or reading in a very nice way. And everyone knows it, even language. When you want to learn it, you need to pronounce each letter. You need to know how letters are pronounced when they are separate. Then when you are using it, you put them together and they sound a different way. But you need to know the root first, the root of the letter, and also that letter, when by its own, how it sounds. Then you learn when you add in the middle, or how you it sounds when it's combined in a sentence. Similar is the Quran also. So let's do it. Let's start with how, there was alif, ba, ta, tha, jim, ha, kha. That's how you start. You learn the alphabet, pretty much alphabet, and then you start doing a spelling or higat on the alif, and that is usually it starts with alif la kordhabay, alif la hoos dhabay, alif la goday, ba la kordhabay, ba la hoos dhabay, ba la hoos dhabay, and see it. We don't sound at this level. We don't sound the way the vowels will affect the letter. For example, alif la kordhabay. We are saying literally saying alif la kordhabay. It's a alif which has a vowel on that. In other words, alif, which is like a. Alif Lahosdaway is like a E. Alif Lagodi is like a O. But we don't sound it when you're learning it. You're just learning the rule as it is. So Alif has, the different names of the vowels of the Alif. You say again the same thing with the Ba. Ba la kordabay, Ba la hosdabay, Ba la gudi. So it continues from there. And then you learn, you go on the next one. Yeah, then you do how to differentiate between the letters, because some letters are similar, have similar writing. The only way you differentiate is a dot uh, under or on the top, or two dots or three dots, and that sort of thing. So that's why you say, and there's a story I like to share. I love to share Somali stories. There's a say in Somali. A young child said to his Quranic teacher, "Teacher, you are you the one who's saying Alif has something, while at the same time saying Alif has nothing." Or maybe in reverse, you're the one who's saying Alif has nothing, but at the same time saying Alif has something. What it means is, Alif, we call the whole alphabet of the Quran alphabet as Alif. You call the whole thing as Alif. And then when you start learning it, you say Alif Wahmaleh. The letter Alif has nothing, and there's nothing on it. There's no sign on it to identify, because Alif is written uniquely. No other letter is written like it. So it doesn't have anything to differentiate from another letter. And then you say ba hostale. Ba has something under. And that's why then the young person said, hey, teacher, make your mind is also, so to speak. You're the one who say alif has nothing, alif wahmale. And now you're saying also ba has something under. So anyway, so that's what it is. So alif wahmale, ba hostale, ba has one dot under, ta korkulabale, ta has two dots above or on top, ta tha korkusadahle, tha has three dots on the top. So hopefully I will do another one and show you how the letters are written. But let's start with Surah Ikhlas and start with the Bismillah or the Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. And how you spell it, or Higad, is then Bismillahi Bisba los sin law reebay, Millahi mi min lo hoos dhabay, Allahi al alif la kor dhabay, lam law reebay, Lahi la lam la kor dhabay, Hi ha loos dhabay, Arrahmani al alif la kor dhabay, lam law reebay, Rahmani rah ra la kor dhabay, ha law reebay, Mani ma min la kor dhabay, Na nun la kor dhabay, Arrahimi al alif la kor dhabay, lam law reebay, Rahimi ra ra la kor dhabay, Himi hi ha loos dhabay, ya law reebay, min la hoos dhabay, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. And that's why what I said is, when you are reading it as a tajweed, you don't pronounce it, let's say Rahim, you say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. But when you stop in it, you need to pronounce the mim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. That's how I learned it. That's how we were taught. And when you are learning something and when you are practicing it or reading it as meant to be read, is different. Learning is a different stage. قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. Now how we spell it, or how you was the song Higadin. Higadin, that's what we call it. So Higadin. قل أعوذ قل قاف لا قضي لام لو ريبي أعوذ ألف لكر ريبي عوذ عو عين لا قضي واو لو ريبي ذو ذا لا قضي. So look, when I'm doing this, I pronounce it pretty much each letter according to the vowel it has. While I'm saying it, I'm saying it in Somali, but I'm also sounding it. Where in the alif, especially at the start, I was not sounding it. I was not saying alif alif la kordabe, alif la hosdabe, alif la godi. I was not saying alif la kordabe a, alif la hosdabe I, alif la godi. I was not saying it alif la kordabe, ilif la hosdabe, ulif la godi. I was not saying that. But this one you sounded. Birabbi bi balos dabay. Rabbi ra la kordabay. Bi balos dabay. Annasi al alif la kordabay. Lam la urebay. Nasi na nun la kordabay. Alif la urebay. Si sin la hos dabay. برب الناس ملك الناس ملكي ما من لكر دبي لكي لي لام لهوس دبي كي كاف لهوس دبي الناس ال الف لكر دبي لام لو ربي ناسي نانون لكر دبي الف لو ربي سي سين لهوس دبي إلهي إي الف لهوس دبي لاهي لا لام لكر دبي هي ها لهوس دبي الناسي ال الف لكر دبي لام لو ربي ناسي نانون لكر دبي الف لو ربي سي سين لهوس دبي من شر من لهوس دبي نون لو ربي شر شا شين لكر دبي ري را لهوس دبي الوسواسي ال الف لكر دبي لام لو ربي وسواسي وس وو لكر دبي سين لو ربي waa si waawow la kordhabay alif lagu reebay si siin la hoos dheebay alkhanaasi al alif la kordhabay laam lagu reebay khanaasi khaa la kordhabay naasi naanun la kordheebay alif lagu reebay si siin la hoos dheebay alladii yuwaswisu alladii alif la kordhabay ladii laam la kordhabay diidee la hoos dheebay ya lagu reebay yuwaswisu yaa laa goday waswisu wow la kordhabay siin lagu reebay wisu wow la hoos dhabay siin laa goday fii suduuri fa la hoos dhabay ya lagu reebay suduuri saad laa gooday duuri duude laa gooday wow lagu reebay ra la hoos dhabay annaasi al alif la kordhabay laam lagu reebay naasi naanun la kordheebay alif lagu reebay siin la hoos dhabay min aljinnati mina min la hoos dhabay nuun la kordhabay aljinnati al alif la kordhabay laam lagu reebay jinnati jiim la hoos dhabay nati nuun la kordhabay ta la hoos dhabay wannaasi wow la kordhabay alnaasi al alif la kordhabay laam lagu reebay naasi nuun la kordheebay alif lagu reebay siin la hoos dhabay min aljinnati wannasi. I hope that helps. Thank you very much. Good listen. Tell me if you want me to do any other particular one or any other thing. I'm more than happy to share with you.